Coming up next, I have Scott. He's gonna go for the lapel. He's going for the lapel. Stand back.
No, I want that.
Give the man the lapel.
He changed his mind. He's never been to a steakhouse, but he's open invitations. Scott, take it up.
Okay, if you've never read Dante's Inferno, the brief synopsis is that a woman puts Dante through hell. Okay, pretty normal story. But there's a lot more that we can learn from Dante's tale, and so prepare yourself to learn. When Dante's in hell, he goes through 9 levels or circles, and the deeper he goes, the more evil the people around him become. But, why 9 levels? After all, 9's kind of an odd number, don't you think? 9, odd. Anyway, moving on. The actual reality is that there are actually 10 levels in hell. The 10th level is home to the most evil and vile group of people that you'll ever experience. And those are Americans who screw up Italian food. And you can see why Dante didn't mention them. After all, that's pure evil right there. What makes them so evil? What you're looking at is spaghetti combined with hot dogs covered in Velveeta cheese. It makes you sick to your stomach and believe in the death penalty. The honest truth is that cooking bad Italian food as an American will land you in hell. If you do even something as remotely as use vegetable oil instead of olive oil, you're supporting the mafia. Not only are you supporting the mafia, but you make the flying spaghetti monster cry. So, we don't want you to do that. We don't want you to make the flying spaghetti monster cry. And we certainly don't want you to end up in hell. So let's go over some culinary commandments that will keep that from happening, okay? This is where the boring but informative part comes. First of all, accept no imitations. You cannot afford to accept crap food like Olive Garden and Fazoli's. Ditch the fake sauces. Just remember, Lego of Prego and screw ragu, and you'll be good. You want to be very selective with the pasta you choose. Luckily, most American stores have really good pasta you can choose from. Barilla and De Cecco are the best brands, so definitely go for those. If you buy Western Family or American Beauty, you're bound for the infernal pits. One of the big things that Americans fail on is using enough salt, or using salt, period. You want to make sure you use salt not only in the sauce, so it's salty enough, but also in the water, okay, when you're boiling. You want to taste the noodles every once in a while as you're cooking to make sure that they're salty enough. Olive oil is a critical component of Italian food. You should use it both in the sauce and in your water. If you use it in the water, it'll actually help the sauce to stick to the noodles better. Now, good pasta is kind of like good wine, meaning you got to pair the right pasta with the right sauce. In this case, you want to make sure that spaghetti and fusilli go with the red sauce, fettuccine and farfalle go with the white sauce. Tube pastas can go with either, so keep that in mind. Cannibal tomatoes. When you're using tomatoes, really all you need is 1 can of chopped tomatoes and a can of tomato sauce. That's really all you need. If you want to be daring and use fresh tomatoes, go ahead, but I usually don't recommend it. Onions with faces. The truth is that every sauce needs a good flavor base, so that really means that you want to start out by sautéing something with a lot of flavor to begin with, whether it be onions, garlic, or mushrooms. You can also do meat, but it might not have enough flavor. I hate tomatoes, I'll be honest, but you can't cook Italian food without tomatoes. Fortunately, the interesting part is that your sauce will be a lot better if you cook the tomato flavor right out of the sauce. So that's a critical component, is cooking your sauce long enough. As you cook the sauce and as you go along, you want to make sure that you're tasting it. The biggest problem Americans have is, they're germaphobes, so they don't want to taste what they're cooking, right? So that's going to land you right in hell. So, cute baby. This is really creepy, but when I was growing up, we always had spaghetti with the sauce served on top. You don't want to do that. For real good Italian food, you want to mix the sauce with the pasta. You don't have to bathe in it, but at least you should, stir it together. On a typical cheese grater, you have small holes on the side, if you'll notice. Those are actually for hard cheese. You should try using it sometime. Parmesan comes in a wedge and not in powder. And here's where you use it. You should use it on everything, for every meal. One of the best kept secrets in Italian food is Barilla flat noodles. You don't have to boil them. They taste better, and no one's going to question your manhood, like they would if you were using those wavy, frilly noodles. So please do yourself a favor. We've gone through some culinary commandments, and it's worth the equivalent of about 20 Hail Marys, which is a pretty good exchange rate. You're going to be a lot better off if you do this. You won't end up in hell. So So take my advice, appease the spaghetti monster, don't support the mafia, eat better, live longer, impress your friends, and don't go to hell. Thank you very much.